What's up, my YouTube people? In front of you, you see 5 guns. The reason for this video is because I wanted to go ahead and review 2 new training tools I just got. Okay, one is actually not exactly a training tool, but it was something that I wanted to test out and something that I thought would be good for slimline personal defense carry. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. You see here, you're already familiar with these guns. Glock 26, Glock 17, Glock 19. Subcompact, compact, and full-size Glocks. Okay? You know about them. Don't have to go into too much about those. The reason I have those there is so you can see a comparison when I start talking about the others. Right here, also, I'm going to talk about this nice holster that my buddy Joseph Hibner makes, and I'm going to show you guys how these different guns all actually intertwine to work out of that one holster. Now, coming back to my buddy Joseph Hibner, but let's talk about these guns first. A lot of people knew that I had Advantage Arms 22 kits for my Glock 17s. I had 2 of them. I recently sold them. To get my hands on a solid purchase. Now, why? Because what I didn't want to do and what I found myself doing is leaving those things in the trunk and not really getting much use out of them. And I wanted this gun anyway. So I said, you know what? Let's do the best of both worlds. Let's sell the Advantage Arms kit and get the ISSC M22. That's what I did. So today I'm going to kind of play with it in front of you, review it, and then at some point I'm going to take it to the range, which will be Thursday. And I'm going to shoot it. Now this guy here is the Bersa BP9CC. Alright, it's the brand new Bersa that came out that was made for concealed carry. They actually had a video out on this gun a long time before they actually hit the market. And I saw it a long time ago, and I've been wanting it ever since. And let me tell you, it is a perfect find. Okay? And I'll show you why here in a second. Okay? A lot of people look at Bersa as not a great company, but let me tell you, they're from Argentina, and them guys have actually produced great guns for me. I've had 4 of their guns, and the reason I sold 2 of the guns that I had were because I was switching to all Glock platform. And what I have found is that although this is not a Glock, this thing is right there up in matching as far as feel, comfort, trigger reset, everything is just about the same, and it's wonderful. Alright, moving right along. So let's first look at this one right here. The M22, first thing we notice is that it has a safety selector switch. Okay, you can take this gun and switch the safety up and down. Okay, bad note right off the top is that this gun only comes with 1 magazine. Okay, that's a bad note right off the top, because if I'm training somebody and I'm shooting 22 caliber, we don't really have a sense of urgency about that ammo. It's cheap, I can get it, and I'll love to shoot a whole bunch of it because 500 rounds are not that much. Where on the other hand, if this was like this 9mm, the Bersa comes with 2 magazines, which is a good thing. Now, this 10-round magazine, these are 7 plus 1, so you get 8 rounds in this gun, lock and loaded, plus 7 in the spare magazine. So to give you 15 rounds, which is the same thing I will get out of my Glock 19 9mm. It'll hold 15 plus 1. I actually get 16 out of 1 gun instead of having to carry a spare magazine. Now, I can also get out of my 26 13 rounds because I have an extender on here. So I can get the 10 rounds that are in here. I can put 2 on the bottom of that plus 1 in the chamber, giving me 13 rounds. Of course, my Glock 17, I'm not going to speak on that because if I was to put an extender on there, I could probably get upwards of 20 rounds or somewhere close to that. Alright, so going back to it, M22, again, great gun. And one thing I noticed about it is, just like the Glock, it feels good in your hands. Okay, they come with this nice little safety strap that goes in the chamber for you to let you know that it is safe. Okay, the one thing I don't really like about it a whole lot is this hammer here. some people just like stuff for the looks. I'm the same way. I like stuff to look good. The hammer just looks, to me, looks sloppy on the back end. But still, okay gun. Another thing I noticed about this one is, if the magazine is not inserted, you cannot squeeze the trigger, which is pretty good for a new person shooting a gun, or you're trying to train somebody, so they won't fire unless you give them a magazine. I insert, boom, I can hit the trigger. One thing I feel, let me rack it, pull this out. You really shouldn't dry fire 22 caliber guns. We all know that, and the reason why is because you're hitting metal to metal contact. But since I have this little rubber in here, it's fine for now. But one thing I notice about this trigger is it's kind of grimy and it's kind of hard to hit. All right, it's almost like a Glock trigger where you get that stopping point until you fully click it over. All right. Other than that, like I said, I have not shot it, so I cannot give it too many accolades or against it. But what I do know is, it's a pretty decent gun for what it is. It only cost me $329 in these crazy economic times. All right. Now, there was a time where these were selling for $199, but that was pre-gun ban. You could get them, but they were pretty much sold out where you were looking for them at. All right. Now, another thing is this safety also acts as a decocker, okay, which is a pretty good thing. It'll decock so you can't carry it locked and cocked. All right, everything else ergonomically for this gun, perfect. The magazine falls right out without a hitch. When you hit the magazine release, no problems. Let's compare it to the first gun. I'm gonna sit that one down. I'm gonna sit the M22. I'm sorry, Taser class today just got me going. My Glock 26, okay, with no magazine. As you see, it's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit shorter on the barrel front. Okay, it's also a little bit shorter on the actual magazine placement. Okay, Glock 19 on top. It's about the same exact size. It's actually perfect size. All right, same sizing. Okay, we'll flip them over and hold them here. They're about the same thickness. Now, obviously, holding both of these, the M22 is actually heavier than the Glock 19, and that's empty. Okay, obviously, if something was in here, this one still be slightly heavy, but this may change the weights. Let's try it. Actually, that's fully loaded magazine, and that's an empty magazine. Glock 19 becomes just a tad bit heavier with bullets in it. Not by much though, not by much. Alright, moving right along. The Bersa, like I said, great gun. When you put this thing in your hand, it's almost like putting that, or getting that $29 steak, and you don't have to put any steak sauce on it. That's how good this thing feels in your hand, okay? The only problem that I'm going to give Bersa on this one is that this mold right here is extremely too slippery. All right, you have to throw some rubber or some skateboard tape to make this thing feel like it's not going to slip out your hand. Now, as far as feel of the gun, I mean perfect. I mean, it's a perfect grip. Even without a magazine in here, this thing feels great in my hand. It gives you your support thumb notch up here where your proper grip is supposed to be anyway. Okay, that's what the notch is for up here. It also acts as a indexing of your frame when you're not shooting. So I like that for both sides. You have, again, the support hand thumb placement and the trigger finger placement when you're not shooting. Works out perfect. All right. Now, again, one thing I like about this is for safety features. Now, this is not a duty gun. And the reason why it's not a duty gun is because when you try to shoot, nothing happens if a magazine is not in there, okay? Now, as soon as I insert a magazine, boom, okay? Now, we're going to watch the reset. I'm going to pull it back for the reset and watch how smooth this thing is. It stops right there, and it's just so smooth. I wish you could feel it because, like I said, it's like a $39 steak, man. It's like just the perfect feel, the perfect trigger. I believe they got this gun right. Okay, they got this gun just right. The slide release is nice and ergonomic. Now, of course, I never teach my students to use thumb release, but if you ever needed it, this is actually a perfect thumb release or slide stop lever to use if you had to use it. The gun springs are pretty good. I like them. The sights, let's look at the sights, see if you guys can get the sights on there. Sights are okay. Big white dot on the front end, which is pretty good for somebody to access the sights. I really don't like the big old white dot on the front because it kind of throws you off and makes you want to concentrate on that big old dot on the front. If it was a little bit smaller, to me it would be alright. But the way they are, I mean, you know, a new shooter with this gun will do well because they'll concentrate on that big old dot, and as long as they put it in between the back uprights and squeeze the trigger, they'll have no problem because this trigger is just so smooth. Boom. Alright. Again, this one is a smooth drop on the magazine on empty, and I even got the gun turned sideways, which will give you that great indication of how smooth the spring is on that magazine release. Now let's compare this gun with other guns. Glock 26, I put it right on top. As you can see, it's slightly longer than the Glock 26 by maybe a couple millimeters. Let me move this gun out of the way, bring this over to the center, straight down. Okay, if I sit that gun on top, my Glock on top of my Bersa, it's almost perfectly lined. All right, it's not even a fourth of an inch, not even, I don't know what the measurements are, but it's probably just this part right here that's hanging out. All right. Another thing you'll notice is that, as you see here, we're gonna put the empty magazine in this one, and we'll put my 26 mag with the extender on it in here, and you'll notice that they're same exact length on the bottom end. Okay. With the extender on, it gives you the same hand grip as the Glock. Alright, so those are my two babies that I just got. What I want to do now is show you guys about this holster because I'm kind of running out of time. Show you about this holster. My buddy Joseph Hibner made this for me. This is an in the waistband, custom made for a Glock 19 without anything on it. Okay, very good work. I wear this thing every day when I wear my gun. Let me show you the uniqueness of this darn holster. Glock 26. Fits Glock 26. Glock 19. Holds a Glock 19. I'm going to try the Glock 17, but I know it doesn't fit because it's too long. But it actually, see, it falls out. The barrel is too long for the Glock 26. Bersa. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have to order any more holsters. I mean, I will because I support my homeboy, but look at this. It'll hold this gun just as well. Now, let me see if it'll hold the M22. Boom. Look at that. Look at that, people. All right. So, one holster does it all. Let's say one holster fits all. It literally fits. I'm trying to shake it out of there. There you go. One holster literally fits every gun except for my long barrel Glock 17. Hope you guys got something out of that. If you didn't, I'm sorry. You know, I just try to bring informative videos to you. If you're on the fence about the Bersa, go out and get it. Shoot it for yourself. I'm going to go shoot it. From the videos I have seen and the research that I have done, the gun is going to be amazing. M22, I've not seen many bad things about the gun. Maybe one or two bad comments here. But I think this is a newer version, which they fixed all the kinks that it may have had. But anything further than that, just ask me some questions. Whatever you want to know, just let me know. All right, guys. Have a great one. Peace out.